Hi guys, how are you? Welcome to today's live stream. I'm still searching where I have it. Yeah, it's here. Um, Today we're talking about planning. Just a second. Bigger, better. Um, More specifically, the 5 reasons why my planning hasn't worked so far. I actually wrote this text quite some time ago, but first I'm going to read a blog article to you. After that, I'll read the media book. And at the end, we talk about your questions and about the past few days since the last live. I copy paste the link into the chat. Here you are. And click it, please. And now I'll read this. Reduction of subscriptions. Dear subscribers, after the second month in which I tried to fully deliver all 7 subscriptions every single month, I have to admit that it's impossible for me as one person. The 7 subscriptions are a great idea and they will continue to exist, but I have to significantly reduce the overall scope. The most time-consuming part is the course, and at the same time, it is the most important one because it offers the greatest practical benefit. In addition to the subscriptions, there are 3 free series: the Bible, a picture story in 6 languages, linked in the menu of each language of the blog. Verse of the Day, a German shorts series on my YouTube channel, Mona's SUV Reisen. The blog and video series, blog articles with videos in 6 languages here on the blog. And Instagram posts on the accounts Polyglot Mona and Mona's kleine Abenteuer. I have decided with a heavy heart to reduce all subscriptions by half. In addition, I will also reduce the free series accordingly. What does this mean concretely starting March 1? Dreamy Tiny House Diary. Only 7 sentences per day in 6 languages. 365 Steps online magazine. A shorter blog article and a less elaborate magazine. Current shorts. Starting in April, only the first minute of the live session. Current videos, starting immediately, 1 long video every second day. Lives, 1 live session every second day. Starting in April, March is already fully planned. Course, every second day, a password-protected blog article with all content, novel, vocabulary lists, exercises. On the alternating days in between, a password-protected blog article with a complete media book. VIP, all daily photos will continue to be available in the photo diary. Reduction of the free offers. Bible series, a new blog article every second day. Verse of the day, the new verse every second day. A new verse every second day. Blog articles with videos, 6 videos per month. Instagram, every second day a post on Polyglot Mona and on the alternating days on Mona's kleine Abenteuer. I sincerely hope no one is disappointed. My day only has 24 hours, and with sleep, work, meals, household tasks, exercise, errands, and 7 subscriptions, the free offers inevitably have to take a step back. This decision is not about shrinking the vision, but about securing its long-term stability. Quality, reliability, and consistency are more important than a scope that is not sustainable in the long run. Okay, so Let's start with the media book. Um, yeah, bigger, please. 5 reasons why my planning hasn't worked so far. Planning a series in 6 languages. Hello, dear people. I would also like to make videos on the subject of planning on my channel. Proper planning is important to me. I plan my life in order to use every moment meaningfully and consciously. Up to now, I have planned with Google Calendar on my phone or iPad, but I still didn't manage to get a lot of things done. Reasons why I didn't manage them. 1. I often didn't have enough electricity. I live in my car, and when the sun shines, I can produce electricity with the solar panel. If not, I have to drive around to produce electricity with the 12-volt adapter. Otherwise, I would have to go to a cafe and order something there in order to be able to use a power outlet. From the end of this year, I will have an electric car and can then recharge at the charging stations. 2. I didn't know what to do when I didn't complete a task on my calendar. The next day's calendar was already full. There were just days when I couldn't be as productive as I wanted to be. I felt helpless. I wanted to do something. I had ideas. I had the motivation to do my projects, but not enough power to work. 3. In March, I was in Bavaria for a few weeks so that I wouldn't have to drive around so much during the period of high diesel prices, and instead used the electricity at my father's place during the day. I made an overall list of all my projects for this year. I also put together a step-by-step list for each sub-project. Each project also had a column for each language I speak and learn: German, English, French, Spanish, Italian, and Russian. I prepared one page for a long video and an extra page for a short. As long as I had electricity from my dad's, the system worked well. On April 8th, I left for France where I wanted to spend the summer. From then on, I've had problems sticking to my schedule again. 4. However, I also had the feeling that it wasn't just the lack of electricity. Sometimes when I had electricity, I was also too tired. A few days ago, I gave up coffee as well to save more money. On the first afternoon without coffee, I had to lie down for a few hours and was still able to sleep another 9 hours that night. That shows how unhealthy coffee is. After 3 days without coffee, I'm now awake during the day, and I'd like to figure out how to best plan to get all my projects done. 5. I've watched a lot of planning videos and I've noticed several things. My system definitely has to be flexible. So I've got 2 separate folders. Also, my monthly, weekly, and daily summaries have to be nicely, neatly, and colorfully decorated. Otherwise, I don't feel like using the planner. At the end of my first planning video, I would like to say that I'm very excited to have unlimited electricity by the end of the year, and also to save a lot of money, fuel, and time by not having to drive around as much. I'm sure that I can then make my videos in 6 languages really regularly and reliably. Until then, I'll do my best. How did you start planning? What difficulties did you have at the beginning? If you're learning any of the 6 languages I speak, check out the description. That's where all the links to my other channels are. Have a wonderful day, and I wish you every success. Bye for now. So, uh, okay, now I'll check whether you asked any questions in the chat. No. You can ask me questions also after the live. Just please write them in the comments. And now I'd like to share a little about the past few days since the last live. Since the last live session, I've done 3 long walks or short hikes, 2 of them with Olaf, and along the Lech River, each about 2 hours in one direction, and one with my dad to the reservoir and back. The church service at the Free Church was beautiful again. The topic was, "What happens when we don't understand God?" It was very interesting and inspiring. I really hope that by reducing the subscriptions, I'll now be able to make better progress with the course. However, when I do a lot of other things like hiking, church, cleaning, work, part of my potential working time on the projects naturally disappears. More about that in the next live. I wish you a wonderful week. Take good care of yourselves. Have a lovely evening. Sleep well and see you soon. Bye.